Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to explain to you guys how I weaned Iris off the breast within not even 2 weeks. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so to begin with, I talked to Iris's doctor, Dr. Friday, and so I was asking him like when would be the best time to get her off of breastfeeding. He said that he thought doing it at 1 year would be the best because it would be just kind of easier for her to get off instead of being like 2 and just kind of understanding everything more. And he went ahead and told me, he was like, she is gonna be a little disappointed, but he was like, hopefully it won't be too bad of a transition. And so with his help and then also my doula and some other people here and there, the first thing that I did, and the first most important thing you have to do, is start to taper down the feedings. And when I say taper down the feedings, I mean basically what I did was every 3 days I started off with one feeding at a time, and I would drop that feeding. So like I would literally, at this point in time, around a year old, I was feeding Iris probably 3 times a day. So she would have her breakfast, and then I'll feed her in between, and then she would have her lunch, and then I'll feed her in between, and then she would have her dinner, and then I'll feed her and nurse her to sleep, and then throughout the night she also would eat as well. So the first thing I did was I took away the morning feeding, and then every 3 days, the next 3 days, I would take away the feeding after lunch, and then after that, the next 3 days, I would take away the night feeding as well. And then so I just continue to go on like that. But it's important that you take away like every 3 days, because you also don't want to do it all of a sudden, because then your breast can become engorged, and so then that can result in mastitis. And so that was the importance of doing it every 3 days. And so that was the first step that I took with taking her off the breast, which she did amazing. The second step I did as far as taking her off the breast was replacing the milk. So she is allergic to regular milk, and so we have her on almond milk. So when I would take her off of the breast, I would just give her the sippy cup. And the same thing as when she tried to get to my boobs and kind of pull at my shirt, I would go and fix her milk in her sippy cup and say, no, like here you go, like kind of like this is the new thing now. So I would kind of like introduce her to her sippy cup and introduce her to the almond milk. First, the almond milk, she liked it, she drank it a little bit, but she loves it a lot more now, meaning that we're like 2 months into not breastfeeding anymore. She's loving it a lot more now. And so the third step, and a big step that I did, so when I got to the night feedings, this was really hard. This was the hardest part of it all, because I used to nurse her to sleep, meaning that she was still in the bed with us, and I would just literally nurse her to sleep, and she would be out for the night. And like I said, she would eat every so often throughout the night. The third most important step that I did was I allowed DJ to rock her to sleep. Was it hard? Yes, it was a little bit. Yes, she cried. Yes, she wanted her breast milk. But once we got it, we got it. And once she got the hang of it, she got the hang of it. Now, my girl is sleeping in her bed all night long without feeding throughout the night. Like I said, we are 2 months into not breastfeeding anymore, and she has done such an amazing job transitioning. The last thing that I would just say is, so like we basically implemented all those 3 things within 2 weeks, and so she caught on really fast. And also I also had to get myself to not produce any more milk. So also while this was going on, while I was weaning her off the breast, I also was trying to stop breastfeeding and kind of like tell my breast to stop producing milk. And so doing that, I basically would just put cabbage in my bra and just tapering down the feedings. They kind of figure out like, hey, okay, so now it's not, your boobs kind of figure it out on its own. So basically they figured out that, hey, like I'm not producing anymore, obviously she's not sucking out the milk. Like when she stopped, the milk started tapering down, and so I was engorged a few days, but then after that, I mean like within a week it was gone. And I was just so proud of her. I was so proud of myself because I was like not looking forward to this, but it was a lot easier than what I thought it would be. And she, like I said, she did an amazing job. And so now I do not have any more breast milk, and so we are doing really good. But please, if you are looking to wean your kid, just be strict, stay on the schedule. That's the most important thing. Stay consistent. You have to be consistent for them and for yourself as well. And so you guys will make it. Like, if I can do it, you guys can do it. But with that being said, that's my video on how to wean your baby off the breast within just 2 weeks. And so I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel.